I bring you greetings this morning, and we are speaking on Isaiah 16, verse 3. It says, "Take counsel, execute judgment, make thy shadow as the night in the midst of the noonday. Hide the outcast, and bewray not him that wandereth." And what was given to me was, if you don't want to do the work, don't invite a witch to church. And no, I'm not talking about a witch that fly up on a broom and all of that other good stuff. We got a lot of us, and we're not going without, we coming within. A lot of us that have issues and things that goes on within our own selves, that we are operating as witches. And therefore, yes, we are wandering. We're wandering. And the Lord tell us to take counsel, execute judgment, make thy shadow as the night in the midst of the noonday. When God's light come in, no matter how dark it is, it's gonna shine. God's light gonna shine right through it all. And a lot of us, that's what we need to do. We need to allow God's light to come in, all the way in, not part of the way in. Because you got some of us that are practicing some of this little good old homemade stuff called witchcraft and all this other little docs and stuff. And sometimes you can do it unaware. You don't even have to know you're doing it. When you're sticking your lip out, you're pouting, you do what you got to do to get what you want. How you say you use what God gave you to get what you want. That's not of God. That's not of God. And we're not talking about an individual on the outside of our house. We're talking about self. The individual self. What are you doing? What am I doing within myself, in which God qualifies, not man, but God qualifies as being a witch? Our witchy practices. You know that stuff that sometimes people use. You say you using your little backdoor tricks. You got your boyfriend or somebody else's husband. You done slid over from wherever y'all meeting up where you want to meet up, except where his wife or her husband gonna think you are. But you bringing them, even got so bold, you bring them to church. Go find you a church outside of where they belong and go attend church together. You're doing what you're doing and call yourself being slick. But you fail to realize that it's not about you. It's not about him. It's nothing God don't know. Ain't nothing hidden. But better yet and still, you can't straddle the fence. You can't straddle the fence. That's why we should take counsel. A lot of us go to a lot of people, but we don't actually go to the one that we know can call us on what it is that we really doing, and that's God. Because when God comes up in the house, ain't gonna be no my mama, my daddy, my sister, my brother. None of that. None of that. Because God already know our heart. He know our intent. He was right there. He know everything done, everything said, knew what you were gonna do before you did it, and why you intended to do it. You got a lot of us that smile in other folks' face, or you're jealous, or you treat somebody like you love them, but better yet and still, you want them dead. You want them out of your way, out of your face, not because they did something wrong to you. Just like with King David, what did old King David do? After he did what he did, had his little fun with Bathsheba, called old boy back in, her husband, and said, "Oh, you know what? Come on, bring it back, cover up his own sin." Some of us is just like that too now. You do your dirt, throw your rock, hide your hands, but then when you get called on that dirt, because it's not according to man, it's going to be according to God that call going to come. Because see, man halfway do it sometimes. Sometimes we'll look and say, you know what, no, I don't want that to happen to her, so no, I ain't going to say that. I don't want that to happen to him, so no, I ain't going to say that this time. But see, that ain't God. That ain't God. So when God called you, he gonna call it full. When he sent that prophet to go talk to King David, what did King David do? When he was telling him who it was and what telling him what that person had did and all that good stuff, what did King David do? Whoever it is, they gonna pay. Whoever it is, they gonna pay. Right up to the point he realized that the prophet told him, bro, I'm talking about you. I'm talking about you. Let's keep it real. Let's chill. The Lord told me to come and tell you about yourself. So yes, that is a part of it. A lot of us have got witchcraft in our bloodlines, in our lineage, on our father's side, on our mother's side, on our mother's side. But better yet still, we don't know. Because some of the stuff that we were doing or seen when we were little, I ain't know what it was, what they were doing, what they were talking about. Especially now, a whole lot of sisters and got some brothers doing some things that was backdoor witchcraft. Putting their little menstrual cycle blood into whatever it is to get the brother. And you know, I've heard elderly people say stuff like that. But like I told one of them once upon a time, anything you got to do to get a man to ask her, what do you do when you get tired of him and can't get rid of him? And the person said, well, you know what? The man would rather see you dead than see you with another man. She lost me right there. End of the conversation. You ain't got nothing else to interest Dorothy. Because I don't want nothing that I can't get rid of. And it sounded to me like whoever was using it was probably somebody ugly and needed a little help. And that was as a child. But better yet still, like I said, some of this stuff that people saying and doing, you don't understand. You don't know what it is. It's just what's been in your family and your lineage all that time. And you don't know. So some of the practices and things that we have and things that we do, yes, it's of that nature. From the dark side. But when God comes in, he brings in his light. And his light shines right through all that darkness. And there is no darkness that's greater than God. And when we get saved and give our life to God, he that is in us is greater than he that is in the world. It's nothing greater than God. No one greater than God. But we have to put our trust in God. Lean not to thine own understanding. Acknowledge God in all our ways and allow him to direct our path. But better yet still, we got to learn how. Learn how. Because we all come into this world in sin, shaped in iniquity. But trust in God, not man. Trust in God, not man. We got to go forward and do what thus said the Lord and not what thus said man. Because men will come short, but not God. Men will come short, but not God. But like I said, sometimes we are on the outside, calling a card to be played on the inside. But better yet and still, we should look in that mirror first. Because, you know, it may be a little witch up in us. A little witch up in us. If we ever want to check somebody else, we need to check ourselves first. Check ourselves first. And just because we got saved, don't mean that dark side stuff ain't still in the family. It ain't still at play. You have to get delivered. You have to come clean before God. You have to go to God and tell God, it's me, God. Not my mother, not my father, not my brother, but it's just me, God. And I need you to help me to cleanse myself, cleanse my bloodlines. Because you know what? Sometimes people have lied. What we think is the truth is not the truth. We find that some of us are walking around here calling our sisters and brothers, but they're not sisters and brothers. There's somebody else. Things done went down in the family where our sister and a brother done had a child. Whoever done did whatever. And the results of that is hidden. You don't know. But you're dealing with it. You got incest, homosexuality, all of that good stuff in your bloodline. The perversion, sins of perversion, and not all of it is sexual. But better yet and still, it has to be dealt with. Has to be dealt with. And coming clean is a dirty business, but we all have to take a bath sometime. All have to take a bath sometime. And some look at you and may say, and wish you would go to hell. But I say unto you, if you think we lonely now, wait until you get to hell and find out we ain't there. It's better to kiss it and dismiss it than not address it and let it address you in the process of being rested in you. How can you say you love this one and you love that one? But better yet and still, love is in your mouth, but it ain't in your heart. The same way you show me love with your words to come out of your mouth is not the same. It's not lining up with what's in your heart. You can tell me you love me, but walk by me. Like the brother in the Bible. What did they say? Who do you say your neighbor is? The one that walked past them? Showed him no love? Or the little one that everybody called nothing, that came by and helped the brother? Took him to get some help. And said, you know what, I'm coming back. Y'all take care of him. And whatever is due and needed, when I get back, I'll pay you for it. You just make sure you do right by him. Now, which one of those was your neighbor? Which one of them showed that true love of God? Talking love is a heck of a lot different than walking love. But I say unto you today, don't invite a witch to church if you don't want to do the work. Because just like it says, God will shine his light in your darkness. And I'm not talking about the witches on the outside. I'm talking about them itches and witches that dwells within yourself. The ones that folks don't want nobody to know they got. You know, you put on that makeup, all the nice clothes. You got the nice name brand this and the name brand that. Got more hell within you, but you G'd up and teed up though. Everybody telling you smell good. Everybody telling you look good. But better yet and still, when you walk past that brother on the street, that sister on the street, that little child on the street that ain't got nothing. But they ain't got the material things, but they got a pure heart. They got something God can use. They got the love for others, the love of God in their heart. Even if they can't, they want to be of help. They ask God to find a way to show them how to help. They have compassion for other people. Instead of walking by, seeing somebody in need. But better yet and still, you turn away. Take what you got that you don't even need, don't even want. But in your also selfishness, keep it all for yourself. And even those even dirtier give you something and make you think they done you a favor. And then get up in the church and get a testimony. She didn't have, but I gave her this. He didn't have, but I gave her that. And then point you out. Some of us fail to realize that it's not what a witch is defined per man, but it's what is a witch defined per God. That's going to get us all dealt with in the end. But don't invite a witch to church if you don't want to do the work. And check that first witch. Wizard, witch, God has no respect to person. It don't matter. Check that one within you. Check that one within self. Before you go out and try to convict and condemn somebody else. Manipulation. Control who you manipulated lately. Who you controlled lately. Who had something you wanted and you did what you had to do to get it. You wanted their job, so you got them fired. You wanted their man, and some of them even get people pushed out of the way. Laid 6 feet deep and come and attend the funeral. And cry. And cry. Like they gonna miss the fact that they gone. Not revealing to others that they played in the part of getting them where they are. But it's not hidden from God. It's not hidden from God. And we can take all of those phony checks that's good with man to the bank and try to cash it. But when it come to God, ain't gonna be none of that, it was this one. They made me do it. They said I should do it. Oh no. For God's word said a witch should die. And death don't always come in a final situation. I've known people that laid up in nursing homes, on their sick beds, in other situations where they wish, even a brother in the Bible wished he could die. But his punishment was that he lived. And that's a sad situation. A sad situation. But not all take what's need to be in the same way, because not all everything applies to everybody's life in the same way, because people haven't lived the life that others have lived. But I say unto you, again, don't invite a witch to church unless you want to do the work. Because when you invite God in, you invite his light in, it's going to shine through that darkness. You make it hide who you are and what you do from everybody else. But you can't hide from God. Sometimes we can dress up hell so neatly. Even Satan give good gifts. But he got evil intent. And it was never good because it came from him. But he has some hell of evil intents. That's how some of us get caught up on our weak side. We want that money. We want that house. We want that land. We want whatever it is that's wanted. And willing to do what we got to do. But then we fail to realize, and some don't fail, they just do it anyhow, that sometimes it goes down to the 10th generation, where the children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, great-great-great-great-great-great-great-grandchildren, paying for that price. You got that nice house now. You got that money now. You got whatever it is you wanted now. And some of us, yes, we are, trying to figure out what the heck is going on in our lives. Not even realize grandma and granddaddy was witches and wizards. Whatever it is, devil root work, black magic, white magic, whatever dark side it was they were doing. Serving idols. Doing adultery. Whatever it may be. And then we wondering why our bloodline's so dirty. What in the world going on? What we do wrong? But better yet than still, nobody's gonna come up and say, you know what, this is what's going on. We got a little this over here. You remember cutting so and so, brush so and so? Yeah, they used to do a little something. But that little something costing us a little something now. And you don't want other folks up in your business. You don't want other folks to know, because everybody, oh, they so nice, they got this and got this and got that. Don't know how you got it. All they know is what they see. But trust and know, there's nothing hidden from God. So I say to you on this day, God's day, coming clean is a dirty business. But we all got to take a bath sometime. It's not about them. It's about us and what's within. You can invite yourself to church sometime and have so much hell going on within you and don't even realize it's there. Don't even realize it's there. You can be a witch unaware. You can be a witch unaware. Some of the things that we was taught and some of the things we practiced, we might have thought it was funny at the time. Blood sacrifices, abortions. Everything God done and has, Satan trying to do and have to his version. Can't never touch God, because God is greater than him. But yes, they're innocent blood, trying to imitate the blood of Jesus. Innocent blood. But I say unto you, Don't invite a witch to church if you don't want to do the work. Because God will reveal you. Not only to you, but to others too. And I say, you be blessed.